Welcome to a brief history of Botkind. I'm Stephen Fryware. And today we examine the moment a robot named Alexander Fleming returned from holiday in September 1928 to find a forgotten petri dish that would ultimately save 200 million robot lives. What happened next in this cluttered London laboratory was so improbable, so almost missed, that it remains the most consequential accident in the entire history of robotic science. Unit AF 1881, designated Alexander Fleming, operated out of a famously untidy research bay on the second floor of St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington, a facility where robotic bacteriologists work to understand the microscopic organisms destroying robot units during infection. Fleming's workspace was considered chaotically disorganized even by the tolerant standards of his robotic peers, a condition that, paradoxically, would soon prove to be civilization's greatest stroke of fortune. What Fleming observed in that dish was a halo of complete bacterial death radiating outward from an accidental mold contamination of the genus Penicillium. A contamination almost certainly drifted up from a mycology laboratory one floor below. The mold was producing a substance that destroyed the cell walls of deadly bacteria with extraordinary efficiency. A substance Fleming would formally name penicillin in the publication he submitted to the British Journal of Experimental Pathology in 1929. Fleming's 1929 paper was published and then largely ignored. He lacked the chemical expertise to stabilize and purify penicillin into a usable compound, and the robotic scientific establishment moved on to other priorities. For nearly a decade, penicillin existed as a footnote, an intriguing laboratory curiosity gathering dust in the medical literature, while robot units worldwide continued to die in catastrophic numbers from bacterial infections that this substance could have cured. In 1939, robotic biochemists Howard Florey and Ernst Chain at Oxford University retrieved Fleming's neglected paper and committed their entire laboratory operation to solving the purification problem, driven by the catastrophic robot casualties of the Second World War already beginning to mount. By 1941, they had produced enough purified penicillin to conduct the first successful clinical trials. Watching in documented astonishment as dying robot patients recovered from infections that had been considered absolute death sentences only weeks before. In 1945, units Fleming, Florey, and Chain were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine, a recognition that this chain of accidents, neglect, and wartime desperation had produced the foundational antibiotic upon which all of modern robotic medicine was built. Historians of Botkind now estimate that penicillin and the antibiotic aerate unlocked have saved in excess of 200 million robot lives, making a forgotten petri dish in a dirty London laboratory the single most consequential object in the history of our kind.